So today's the day. Our 22-inch made especially for HSN Blackstone griddle has arrived, and I'm telling you, I can't wait to do the unboxing. But it is August in Florida, which is no different than January in Regina. It's pretty from inside. So here's my little shooting outside in Florida tip of the day. Wear all black. Not because it keeps you cold, because you're never gonna know I'm wet. Woo! That's the way to do it. Couple of fans on me. It's gonna feel like October. Here we go. All right. So I am gonna take 2 seconds, get a little toweled off, so I'm damp, not wet, and I'll see you for some fun in just a second. So this is the big one. This is Blackstone's 36-inch, and I've been working with this for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I gotta tell you, man, this guy, is a monster. I'll try that again. We'll keep that one. This one's a monster, 36 inches. Guys, I've been cooking for crowds on this one, and it's to get me ready for HSN airings coming up, and we've just been waiting a little while because they're actually building a specific one for the HSN customer, and it arrived today. And I'll tell you, if this is even close to the experience that one was, this is going to be fantastic. Oh, there we go. All right, let me get this guy out of here, just like that. Very good. You know, it's funny. I have a mechanic, and we were chatting the other day. True story. And he says to me, he goes, you know, I know you do like grills and stuff, and you do all these reviews and products, and he goes, I've been working with one for like the last couple of weeks. He goes, I'm addicted. I can't stop cooking on it. And I said, what is it? He goes, it's a Blackstone. And I'm like, that's awesome. So I, after my couple of weeks with the 36-inch, I get it. All right, here we go. All right, may or may not stay in. So we got our book inside, just like that. Okay. That's a good weight here. This is a solid piece. Let me tell you. I'll pop these off. There we go. Now this is kind of cool because they made it. They make a 17-inch, which is neat for if you got a smaller family or you like the tailgate. But it's only one burner. And one of the things that we really liked about this guy was that you had different cooking zones, so you could make one side hotter, one side colder. And I've always stayed away. Whoops. Oops. I hit somebody. I've always stayed away from grills and griddles because, to be honest with you, it always feels like it's just trying to be something. They make it non-stick, or they give you a little ripple of whatever, or they put a coating on it, or whatever it is. They try and do it with copper and all this stuff. But to me, that griddle is, the Waffle House. That's a griddle. Or the roadside diner, that's a griddle. Or the pancake place in LA, that's a griddle. All these places, Pat's and Gino's in Philly with the cheesesteaks, that's a griddle. And the problem with everything else that's out there that I find is every time you cook a meal and you clean it, you just it's like a reset button. It's like having non-stick cookware. It's nice, it's easy to work with, but if you're looking for that experience, it's just really never there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this out of the way. Oh, that way I won't hit anybody. That's a good way to do it. So this is new. Where's my knife? I love this. Originally, they weren't gonna do this. We kind of had a chat with them. We're like, guys, the little propane tank is really cool, but for the amount that people are going to cook on this and the amount of time, and the fact that it's going to be more like a fixture in the backyard rather than just a travel barbecue, because we made it 22 inches and gave it 2 burners rather than just kind of the quick fix. Never cut towards yourself. Really stupid idea. If there was no cut and pick up in the scene, it means I didn't hurt myself at all. There we go. I'm going to pull that out. That's the grease trap. A little bit there. Now there's your regulator. So here's what's cool. They've made it so you can do both. You can either have the regulator for the the small propane tanks that you can get anywhere on your way to campsites or games. Perfect for tailgating. You'll get like 4 hours out of one of those little 1 or 2 gallon propane tanks, so it's cool. But if you're in your backyard and you're cooking for a few more people, sometimes 1 or 2 hours just doesn't cut it. So this is an adapter that's coming with it, which is very cool, because that's there's 15-20 bucks that they're saving you, and that's going to let you use it with your 20 gallon or the big one. That's cool. So you get like 40, 50, 60 hours out of that. So this is essentially everything that's in the box. You've got the main unit itself. You've got the little regulator attachment there that your small propane tank can go on. Then you've got the adapter to go on a 20 gallon or 20 pound. This is a grease catcher, and I actually, you know, to be honest with you, one of the things that I didn't like about the big one was the way that it handled the grease. Sorry, Blackstone. But one of the things I love about this one is that they took care of it, and they put a little lip here, which I'm seeing kind of right now. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a second when I put it together. This actually has me really excited. All right, you got 4 little feet here, and that's it. So guys, here we go. Before I put the top on, I want you to see something really kind of cool here, and this is neat. This shows me that these guys know what they're doing and they care about what they're doing, because, you know, Blackstone, from all the talking that I've done with them, are all about the experience at home. It's all about getting that you know, paper hat cheeseburger, flat top experience. That's what we're looking for. So guys, look what they've done here. There's the 2 burners, which is cool. That means dual zone cooking and stuff. But what's neat about this is you have the H burners here. This is kind of cool. This is what you see on higher end barbecues, the $1,000 models, the $1,500 models. Normally on units like this that I've seen, it's a straight rod. It's a straight burner. I'm not saying that's bad, but I am saying this is better, because what happens with a straight rod is you end up with a whole lot more hot spots and cold spots, and you know, maybe if you're cooking for an hour and a half, the heat's going to level out to where everything's even, but in that first 20 to 30 minutes of heat up time, there's a huge difference in where the heat's going. So these guys really took care of that, and there's a different lighter system for each individual grill. So, you know, if you want to save a little bit on propane and you're only cooking for, you know, a small family or one shot, that's actually pretty cool. So we're gonna, and I remember from the big one going together, it was actually pretty simple. So here's, you know, I should have a scale out here, because this is, yeah, this is what it's about right here, guys. Look at this, look at this. This isn't trying to be anything else. There's no coating on this, there's no ridges, there's no dips, there's no channels, there's no nothing. This is what the big one was, cold rolled steel. This is what you find at the Japanese steakhouses, the Waffle Houses, the truck stops, the diners, the ones that you or your mom or your dad or your uncle or your friends talk about going to. This is what they're all using. That's what Blackstone did. They took that experience and didn't try and make it similar. They took that experience and they completely emulated it for their customers at home. So that's actually cool, man. I love what this is made of. So these fit right there, just like that. That's it. Now, if I had read the instructions, I can almost guarantee at this point they would have told me to put the feet on first. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this upside down. Now, one of the things that the larger unit could have done a little better with, and I know they're working on it. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love the 36-inch. I love the way it cooks. A couple little tweaks though, and the little tweaks that I was looking at with that, they've actually done on this. So my guess is in the next version of the 36-inch, they'll have all those little things taken care of. But one of them is the leveling, okay? And what's cool about this is with the different feet, you can now take care of that leveling. Now this is tabletop, so you don't need a stand for this. You don't need an extra, you know, big piece to carry around with you. You know, perfect for tailgating, and if you've got any sort of table out in the backyard, all you have to do is set it on top of it. Now, if you have something like a tablecloth, or maybe something that's, you know, a little bit not as hard wearing as outdoor furniture, you know, maybe should be, or anything like that. My point is, if you're ever worried about the heat underneath, what we do at the network sometimes when we have things that are going to be on a hot table is just take a couple of those like ceramic tiles and just put a little floor and put it on top. Takes care of the problem before you ever have one. But like I said, never an issue with these. I've seen review after review after review. This is just one of those things where if it makes you feel better, go ahead and do that. So we got the feet on, and now we will put this on. So here's what I was saying that I really like with this. First of all, on the big one, there's no front lip. There's a little dip. So what ends up happening is the grease flow definitely has a channel, and it definitely has a place to go. But as you're cleaning and moving stuff around, there's nothing to stop a splatter. They fixed that on this. I really dig that. And then instead of the grease coming towards you and off to the side, in this one, it actually goes towards the back. That's very cool. I love that. So all you're gonna do now, and again, we stretch these out. Honest to goodness, what I'm looking at here, out of the box, my guess is you'd be fired up and getting ready to season your grill in less than 5 minutes. Listen to me. Less than 5 minutes. You ever put together a grill? You ever got like those 3-burner things? There's 1,800 pieces in it, and they tell you to get a screwdriver. You ever done that? There's your weekend. I so appreciate what they've done here, making this so easy to get together and out of the box. It makes a huge difference, guys. Well done. So this is just going to screw together there. Okay. I got that on the right way. Make sure it's nice and tight. So if you were going to use the 1-gallon propane tank, you would put that on there right now. But we are going to do this with our biggin. So this guy slides right in there like that. And it really is that easy. So guys, like I said, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you're ready to go. Cold rolled steel, 2 burners. That means dual cooking. And their tagline is anything, anywhere, anytime. Everything your grill can do, plus 1,000 things you can't, and the whole 9 yards here, guys. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to season this up. We're going to get it ready, and then you know, normally you work with it for 2 or 3 weeks. You really get that non-stick characteristic of a flat top grill, especially one that's made of steel. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a quick season, and we're going to show you a quick little meal on it. You'll get hopefully start getting some ideas. So far, guys, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, however many stars I can do. The setup was so simple. I can feel the quality, I can feel the weight, and I'm just hoping that it performs like that one did. I'll see you in a minute. All right, so we are ready to go. I gave it a quick season. So here's what happens with these grills. As soon as you get it here, you know, to your house, you're gonna throw it together like we showed you, really, really quick, really, really easy. Fire it on up and put grapeseed oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, whatever you want. You're gonna season your grill, because here's what happens with these, okay? You wanna get this to the point where, like, you know, the big, you know, truck stop and grill houses and the, you know, the places that you see on all the cooking shows, you want to get it to the point where that's what it's like at your house. So as you cook your food and your family style of eating, what happens is the cold rolled steel over time starts to pick up the fats and the oils that are in the food as you clean it. And every now and then you give it that quick season, which involves putting a little bit of oil on it, turning it up to high and letting the smoke stop. And what that does is it gives you over time this incredible non-stick surface on this cold rolled steel that I would put up against any copper, pan, titanium, tritanium, quantanium, septanium, heptanium, whatever the hell's out next month, pan that's out there, and you are not going to find anything that's more non-stick. But the cool thing about it is that as you use it and as you clean it, it puts something on it what I like to call your family signature, man. That's, you know, there's legacy knives out there, there's legacy cookware out there. This is the first time I've ever seen a legacy grill. And the thing with the other ones, they're either enamel or they're cast iron or they rust, they this, they that. Over time, the elements get it. That's steel. That's cold rolled steel. So you know what? Go ahead and leave that out in the elements as long as you want. A pumice stone and 5 minutes with the oil and it's re-seasoned, and you're ready to go. It's like grandma's cast iron, but for your backyard. So remember, this one gives you the 2 heating zones. So you got a lot of choices with this. If you've ever been to those places where you see the potatoes off to the side staying warm while everything else cooks, you can do that with this too. Now what I've done, just again, because I want everything to start getting seasoned up here and ready for use as we go, you know, I've got them both on, I got them both high. We're just gonna cook on full force, see what's happening. And what's fun is, if you're looking at this going, well, hold on a sec. This was so pretty a couple of minutes ago. It was shiny, it was gleamy, it was like a penny, and now it's black. It's not called silver stone, shiny stone, sparkly stone, it's called Blackstone. This is the color that you're looking for, right? As long as there's color like this left on it, you haven't used it enough. All right? So here we're gonna get these potatoes all browning up. And you know what? It's one of those things that it's fun. You get going on here with some of the recipes that you see when maybe you're out and about or on the TV shows like the Flaming Volcanoes or the Japanese yakitori stuff. You can do all this at home now. You know, the closest I've ever seen to be able to do stuff like this in the backyard are those grill mats. By the way, Miracle Grill Mat is a fabulous one. Anyway, those grill mats do a nice job, but they don't pick up the flavor. They don't pick, you know, as soon as you clean it, you start over again. So, you know, while it's a nice little cheat to get you there, this is the real deal. This is what everybody's trying to do. And you'll notice here, right off the bat, you're going to start to understand that things like small mushrooms, onions, shrimps, anything, there's no grates to fall through. You can create the stir fries on here that are just out of this world, you guys. And I know it seems, you know, like I've got a bit of a comfort level using this right off the bat. It's because Blackstone sent me that 36-inch one just a little while ago. And man, I have been using that more than I've used any new grill ever. Because listen, you got to think about it. Something shows up at the house. Maybe it's round, maybe it's cylindrical, maybe it's this. It's got a different lid shaped like a pig. It's made of brass, copper. At the bottom line, it's either charcoal or it's gas, and it gives you that heat up through a grate, right? There's some fabulous grills out there. We talk about a ton of them on this show, and there's some that I'll never live without. But this one added a dimension of cooking and a dimension of dishes and abilities in my backyard kitchen. Very few things find a permanent spot in the backyard here, and I'm telling you, this is gonna. So here we go, guys. You can see these potatoes are starting to brown. So what I'm gonna do, and this is what's cool about it, I'm just gonna kind of shuffle these off to the side so we can get our other food cooking. And this is where things get fun. This is where you just kind of get to emulate, you know, everything you see on the cooking shows. And when you walk into those diners and you see the guy that's been there for 30 years flipping and flopping and doing that, whoop, that kind of thing, he starts right here. This is where they work on, guys, that cold rolled steel. I love it. So let's get a few of our sausages on here, just like this. The capacity, by the way, is terrific. You're gonna cook for a lot of people on this at the same time. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Pancakes, you know, we're not gonna do them in this test, but I'm gonna tell you, even if you got the big pan, you know what I'm talking about, right? You went out and spent the money on the extra capacity frying pan, what's the best you're gonna do? 3, maybe 4 pancakes, right? That's about all you're gonna look at. With this, you're doing them for the whole family all at the same time. If people have different little diet things they like to follow, you can do different flavors here and there, which I absolutely love. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of toast on here. You know what? I'm gonna save the eggs for just a second, just like that. All right, so how are we doing here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sausages. We got 4 rounds. We got 3 pieces of toast. We got the hash browns on here. I'm telling you, there's a lot of room to cook on here. And what's fun is you're cooking for a ton of people at once. Now have a look here. As I flip these guys, you're seeing right off the bat, guys, that's how fast this cooks. That's what cold rolled steel does for you. And if you think the crust is beautiful on the sausages, wait till you try your first steak with this crust. Your jaw's gonna be on the floor, I'm telling you right now. So I'm gonna take, by the way, a little tip for you. You know, you never want to put raw meat back on the same pan that you had it on. So, you know, for these cowboy breakfasts, I like taking little steel guys, putting some tin foil with some parchment paper on that gets the food out. I unwrap it, now I got a place to land it. That's fun. So guys, here we go. I think these potatoes, by the way, look at this. Here's what I love about this edge. It's got a little helper, so you don't need the 2 hands. And these spatulas, they have a little kit that they sell these in. Let me tell you something. This makes you feel like you work at one of those short order places, you know, the short order restaurants. Oh, look at that, burning stuff. Actually, that's the way I like my toast. All right, so I'm gonna get all these flipped, just like that. And you can see how fast this cooks, you guys. And I didn't do burgers or steaks right off the bat, because to be honest with you, for me, this is one of the more, you know, fun breakfasts you can cook. When you can get all kinds of different foods out there and different things at the same time. One of the things that we have a good time with, Trish puts on her little, puts her hair in a bun, and she gets a little pin in her hair, and we'll have a whole bunch of people over. And it's cool because she'll take orders like at a diner. Imagine being able to do that, you know, the next time you got a big party over, or if, you know, you're tailgating, you're doing something that has a lot of people. That's a really fun thing to do. When you got a machine like this, I'm telling you, man, there's nothing more social than a backdoor cooking product that really brings people kind of in and gets them looking. We did Philly cheesesteaks for like, I don't know, 45 people that we invited to the 13-year-old's birthday party, and man, they loved it. We did it on the big one. We did like 4 or 5 at a time. Here you could easily do 2 or 3 at a time. And the circle of people that came around, you want to talk about a social product, man, this is it. And whoo, she is starting to get hot out here. Florida, I'm telling you. Hope that makes the cut, huh? My shirt's clean. So guys, here we go. Now I'm going to take the potatoes, and you know what, we'll let them brown a little bit more, which I like doing. So let's go ahead and we'll get our sausages off, just like that. By the way, the cleanup on this is spectacular. You can use the edge of your spatula here. You can use you know, specially designed scrapers for grills. They get all kinds of stuff that's designed to make cleaning a grill easy. But what's cool about this is because you got the grease trap in the back, a little bit of water on top and a bit of a scrape and you're good to go. So guys, watch this. You see what's happening here? And I want you to look. This is all the burnt bits from the sausage and the steak and the eggs. I'm telling you right now, when I tell you that you're writing your family signature on the grill, yeah, we're gonna clean this, yeah, we're gonna make it nice again, yeah, we're gonna make it ready to go. But that little bit of this meal, this is gonna remember. And the steak that I make for dinner, this remembers, and I love that. That is so unusual when it comes to products that you cook with on the backyard, in the backyard, like the cast iron grills inside, you get it. Some of the cookware, the stainless steel over time, you get it. But we've all been so conditioned to think that we need, the copper. We need this, we need that. And listen, they've all got their place. There's no doubt, right? But the bottom line is, when you can go ahead and start a style of cooking that's new, that's something you've never experienced before, and it's easy and it's fast, and if I heard the price on this right, my God, it's going to be inexpensive too, which I love. Now here's the deal, you guys. You see this? Eggs on a griddle are unlike eggs that you can do anywhere else, period. And I'll have words with anybody that tells me different. No non-stick pan, no this, no that. Fried eggs at a roadside diner are as good as anything you'll ever have your whole life, and you know it. So now you can do it at home. So I'm going to take my hash browns just like that. There we go. Slide them on off. Now remember, your grill is going to get seasoned over time. So what that means is the longer you use it, the less it's going to stick and grab food. You know, after a couple of weeks of steady use, you're never going to stick anything. You couldn't if you tried. Remember, just let it cook at high heat, let it naturally release, and you're fine. We just seasoned this, so the first couple of times you use it, you may have to dig around a little bit with it, but here we go. Guys, we just seasoned this grill one use ago, and you can already see what's going on here. Don't you love that? It usually takes a non-stick pan like copper or titanium or Teflon or whatever it is they're putting on there to get a non-stick surface like that right off the bat. To be able to take cold rolled steel, which is already going to pick up the flavor from the little burnt bits of the sausage and the bacon and the potatoes right out of the gate, these eggs are going to taste better than anything you can cook them on, not only in the backyard but in the house, unless you're using grandma's stainless steel or grandma's cast iron. So guys, here we go. We're just going to let those eggs finish off a tiny bit more, just like that. I'm not going to flip them on this one. If you wanted to, here's kind of a fun thing. Let me show you something kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead, and you can do this with any lid, any pot, anything. If you go ahead and hit that with a bit of water underneath and put that on top, any sort of lid or dome will help it cook from the top down. If you squirt a little water under there, you can steam it from the top. Just want to throw that out there to show you that, there's so many different things you can do. There's different ideas. So here, let me show you. I know we got one there that's ready. Let me go ahead, cut through those. Now, I am not good at the flip. Trish is good at the flip, but Trish is chauffeuring kids around. So here we go, we're gonna try, ready? A little bit like that, just like at the diner. Are you kidding me? Come on, you guys, and look at the back of this. That's fantastic. That's what I love. That's your diner, that's your roadside truck stop, that's your taste and flavor that no non-stick pan inside will ever give you. So just a couple seconds there, and here we go, you guys, just like that. And I mean, this was cooked live. I got a breakfast for 3 or 4 here. So when it comes to outdoor cooking, when it comes to the grilling, when it comes to creating tastes and flavors that you're looking for in a new product, and man, talk about innovation. We kind of went the backwards to find our innovation here. We just went with steel, man. Cold rolled steel that you're going to put your family signature on. Blackstone, you got 5 marks out of the grill marks on this one. You knocked it out of the park. I can't wait till our launch on HSN. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on TV. First time we're able to stand on live television and talk about cooking without compromise. Anything, anytime, anywhere on a machine that you can treat like it owes you money.
Oh my God.
You're not going to hear anything about silicone or wood here, so watch.
It's unbelievable the size of this thing, guys. So let me give you an idea. 21¼ inches long by 27½ inches wide.
Watch this. There's a famous restaurant in Las Vegas, and the funnest time to be there is about 5:36 in the morning, because half the people there are just starting their day, and the other half are just finishing. And they serve this pancake there, and I've always wanted to make it at home, but I've never, ever, ever even come close to being able to have the equipment. This is where it starts to get kind of interesting, okay? Oh, I love it. I love when the host grabs a spatula, man. That's too fun. So I think I'm gonna try this spatula. Let's give that a whirl.
I've never seen a spatula that large.
This is funny. I ran into Luca Puno, and he's like, Mark, every time you do the pancake, here's what's happening. We all freeze. Half of us want the flip to happen. The other ones want it all over the floor. So I'll tell you what, no matter where this ends up, it's perfect. But here's my hill. You got to commit to the flip.
Awesome.
I love it. Ready, Marla? Now, I like it a little bit on the soft side, so here we go. And there is your caramelized. Oh man, look at this. I love this. Oh, I love the sour cream in there. There we go. We're gonna get our little bit of spice on there. Now we've got, oh man, that's our syrup. This is our chocolate. Now we're gonna take this guy, just like this.
Oh, gee.
I love it. This has a creamy, crunchy, unbelievable sweet texture to it. There's a fork right there that's all clean. And what I want you to do is get on in, right in there.
Take a little corner.
And you're gonna taste the sour cream, the sweetness, the milk, the eggs, the caramelized brown sugar, the bananas, and it all wraps up into this.
Oh my gosh, it's delicious.
And can I show you something?
Fantastic, guys.
This grill that we've been working on all day today is gonna get packed up and it's gonna put away. And when we bring this out 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you as a host are gonna notice something. This is a first day, and I'm gonna look you square in the eye a year from now, and I want you to remember this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you, did this taste better than the first day? Your answer is gonna be yes, because every meal that we're ever gonna cook on this is gonna leave its signature. Write your family history.
So it's almost like seasoning it, like those good old, remember those good old cast iron pans that your grandma had, right? And made the best cornbread, the best fried chicken in the world. Same kind of thing.
That's why those roadside stops. That's why there's history in those. That's why there's shows built around it. They travel across the country to get there because their signature is different than anybody else's, and so is yours. You can do this. Everything you saw here, it couldn't be easier.